And greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth, and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back at it again with another Starfield ship build video. We've got build number 94 today. A Class B Ballistic Corvette, the Peacemaker. This build was actually inspired by a fellow Starfield shipbuilder, goes by Revan1126 on Reddit. I saw the way he merged a couple of these Nova cowlings, and it got me thinking, can I make a ship almost 100% out of Nova cowlings? And I sorta did. A few hours later, this thing was born. If you ask me, this is what happens when a Gunstar and a StarFurry make a baby. It very much gives me sci-fi ships from the 80s, 90s type of vibe. And seeing as I was alive during those decades, it kinda hits home. There's just something about the proportions, dimensions of this build that I just really like looking at. And then, because this is a game and you can do whatever you want, I just put a whole bunch of railguns on it because I could, and it's fun. One of the most fun builds to pilot I've done in a while. Any ship with high maneuverability, high speed, and a ballistic loadout is gonna float my boat. What can I say? Now, let's check it out. Ah, glorious Earth. That's a pretty mean stance. I gotta say, one of my favorite parts about building ships in this game is finding new ways to merge parts, or just new ways to put parts together in general. And getting this engine set up with the quad nacelles, when I put that together for the first time, I was like, oh man, this is gonna look good. And I have been chasing that feeling basically every build. It is the best addiction I have ever had. If you like space, if you like spaceships, if you think you want to build some spaceships, the shipbuilder in this game it's just amazing. Those Mattia railguns sticking out like that do kind of look ridiculous, but that's all part of it. Alright, let's see what's inside this piece. I thought of what kind of individual would choose to pilot a ship like this. And then I thought, well, what if you were a Starborn and you've been through countless unities, you have powers, you're a god basically. What ship would you fly? Let's say you found this universe and you decided to stay a while. And in this universe, for the dozenth or more times, you find Andreja. You marry her again, because reasons. And now, two of you have a ship that has everything two people need to do pretty much whatever two people want to do. Would it be super OP? Yeah. You're Starborn. You're a god. You can control a ship manually. You don't need targeting computers. Don't need grav drive computers. That's where I went with it, at least. Alright, let's build it. As always, we're starting from the bay, working our way up. This is actually a pretty simple build. It's just a lot of repetition. And I am, in fact, at the actual limit of 2 of these Nova gears. The max is 1600, and I am right at 1600. But essentially, each one of these nacelles is the same. And as always, all of the mods that I'm currently using will be listed in the description. You can do this with less mods, but better flips and snaps, and the Starfield extended engine rebalancer are a must for this one. Using these HopeTech noses connected to each other is a great way to hide gaps. Weird thing about this game is you can put a ship together and there could be multiple areas where you see right through it, just the way the parts go together. And that kind of breaks immersion for me, so those HopeTech caps come in handy.
Sharpen it.
And like I said, the ship is mostly Nova cowlings. Just flipped and flopped and reversed. It actually came out really organic. I did some head cannon action for this rear part where I put those flip Nova wings and the thruster arrays. I figured if you've got thruster arrays on either side of those wings, that would be a pretty good place to maneuver you around in 0G. I like the overall look too. I think it came out really good. This build is also not possible unless we've got that Avon Docker, because it's just a ridiculous length of connectivity. I like to imagine it's like a teleportation Docker, but definitely not doable unless you got that. And my thinking every time I install these Mattia magnetic railguns is that I gotta put some kind of level of radiators on there just to help dissipate heat. So behind each of those ones up in the back there's radiators, and then there's radiators here behind these two. It grounds it a little bit. It's still completely ridiculous though. And that's the build. Time to take her for a flight. Oh yeah. Ballistics are by far my favorite in the game. Best sound. I think the best visuals too. You notice that all of the Mattia ballistic weapons do not auto-lock like vanilla weapons, so you have to wait to actually get a physical lock before your shots will work. It's a little bit more of a challenge, but definitely fun. If you made it this far, you're awesome. I appreciate you. To all the new subs, thanks so much for joining me all on this ride. I have many ships to come. This is the most fun I've had in a long time. I appreciate all of you. I'm Cornelius. You can find me in the Star Yard.